Have you ever felt like you're living someone else's life? Like every choice you make is shaped not by your true nature, but by the world around you? What if you woke up one day and realized you've been living as a sheep when all along you were meant to roar like a lion? Let me tell you a story. A story not just about animals, but about all of us, the parts of ourselves we bury, the lies we begin to believe, and the strength we forget we have. Once, on the edge of a golden savanna, a lioness gave birth under the faint light of dawn. But life, as it often does, demanded a price. The lioness drew her final breath the moment her cub took his first. As fate would have it, a flock of sheep passed by that very morning. Among them was an elder ewe with a soft heart and fading eyesight. Hearing the faint cries of the newborn cub, she mistook the little creature for one of her own fragile, lost, in need of a mother. And so, the lion cub was adopted into the flock. He was given a name, a place in the herd, and gentle nudges when he strayed. Day by day, he followed the rhythm of the sheep, grazing, bleating, retreating at the slightest rustle of the wind. No one ever told him he was a lion. Why would they? No one around him had ever seen one. As he grew, his paws grew larger than the rest, his voice a little deeper, his eyes more piercing. Yet whenever he looked into the calm stream, all he saw was fear, not strength. And so he believed them when they said, "Stay close. Don't wander. The world is dangerous for ones like us." He never roared, never hunted, never ran free. Until one day, a shadow swept across the sky, not from a cloud, but from wings. A great eagle passed overhead and cried out, "Lion, what are you doing among sheep?" The young lion looked up, confused. "Me? A lion?" The eagle swooped lower, locked eyes with him, then soared toward the distant cliffs. But that call stirred something. That night, he couldn't sleep. The sheep snored, the stars blinked, and inside him, something tugged at his soul. Who was he, really? The next day, he wandered further than before, past the usual feeding ground, past the willow tree the sheep avoided, until he reached a still lake hidden like a secret between two cliffs. There, leaning over the water, he saw his reflection fully for the first time. Not a sheep, not even close. He leaned closer, heart pounding, and for the first time he let out a sound. It wasn't a bleat. It wasn't even a growl. It was a roar. Loud, raw, unmistakable. The mountains echoed. The sheep, miles away, froze in fear. And the lion, now truly awakened, stood tall, trembling not from fear, but from the overwhelming realization of who he was. He was never weak. He was never ordinary. He had simply forgotten, or rather, he had never been told. Now, let me ask you, how many of us live like that lion, raised in silence, surrounded by fear, told to shrink, to obey, to never ask, "Who am I really?" How many dreams have we buried because someone once told us, "That's not for you"? And how many times have we silenced our roar because we thought it might scare someone? You see, the sheep weren't bad. They were simply sheep. But a lion trying to live as a sheep? That is the greatest tragedy of all. Inside each of us is a roar, a voice, a vision, a power waiting to be remembered. Somewhere along the way, maybe you traded your roar for safety, for approval, for comfort. But comfort zones are beautiful cages, and no lion was born to live in a cage. The eagle's call, the still lake, the first roar, they weren't miracles. They were reminders. So maybe this video is your reminder to stop grazing where you don't belong, to stop shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant for your wild heart, and to remember you were born to roar, not to blend in, not to follow blindly, but to lead, to leap, to live fully as who you truly are. This is your lake. Look into it. See yourself again. And when you do, don't be surprised if the roar comes rushing back. Let it awaken the world and let that world, finally, meet the real you. If this story stirred something in your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, or comment below. I found my roar. Because someone out there is still looking for theirs. And maybe, just maybe, your roar is the one that reminds the